I was 48, premenopausal, and I had been to a holiday in Rarotonga and came back with sort of a grumbling tummy, and a week later I still had this funny grumbling tummy, and so my sister said, "You promised me you'd go to the doctor when you got back." So I took myself off to the doctor, faithfully, and he always did a breast examination, and he actually said to me, "Oh, I think you've got a little bit of a pucker there." I said, "Really?" He said, "I'd like you to go to St Mark's immediately." So I rang up and went that very next day, and they did a mammogram, which came out clear. So then when I obviously had the ultrasound, the doctor went round and sort of over and over a funny little area. And she said to me, "Leigh, I'm absolutely sure it's nothing." She said, "But there's this funny little bit that just sort of won't, it keeps coming back." And she said, I'm 6 of one, half a dozen the other, whether we actually investigate it further or not. But I said, "Well, look, if in doubt, I'd rather." And so she said, "Okay, we'll take a biopsy." So at about 4 o'clock on that Friday, she rang me and she said who she was, and she said, I said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And she said, "Leigh, I haven't got good news." And I said, "Oh, really? Oh. So she said, "No," she said, we need to check further." The breast surgeon looked and said that I had it was even a pre-lump. So it was so tiny that you wouldn't have felt it. And I think that's really something very relevant to offer people, is the fact that you don't even need to feel it for it to be problematic. And in my case, as it transpired, it was a pre-lump, but it had already caused, as it transpired, amazing damage. So we had the partial mastectomy, and it was explained to me that whilst I was out, that I would also sign up for the fact that if to test the lymph nodes. And so, of course, I didn't know at the stage until I woke up from the surgery as to whether it was going to be a lot worse for me or hopefully a lot better. And I remember waking up quite groggily, and my husband was in the room with my daughters, and I took one look at him and I knew that it had gone further, sadly. I think in the whole journey, what I can say is that you never know when you start what you're going to find and what's going to occur. And I felt that every step of the way, it was quite, for me, and it was possibly right for me, but not right for everybody, that I only learned a little bit at a time. And so each step was manageable, and you could cope with it because it was just that little bit. If you knew right from the start what was going to occur, it could almost be overwhelming, and you could possibly think, I choose not to. I can remember some people saying, "Oh, I don't know if I'd let any of that treatment happen. I think I'd try and do it holistically." And the will to survive is huge, and survive we must. So I had 2 daughters and a son, and obviously had hope for grandchildren, which I now have, and they have their grandmother, and I'm there to see all of those things which I thought I may not.